things that we were talking about, for instance, with our new Council of Youth Advisors here, was how do we ensure more of that happens? And even within U.S. programs, which are a small portion of the larger opportunities that we want to link up young people to, we can, for our part, make sure that the alumni of our initiatives don't end the relationship there, that we continue to have a conversation with them, we continue to encourage them to go into their communities and build initiatives, and again, pay forward the tools that they've gotten. So I would say stay engaged and focus on building lasting both government and civil society institutions. And I think that we will see a brighter future as we come out of this next political cycle if we can encourage young people to do that. I would also say don't be deterred from participating as we head towards that critical window. I talked to so many young people who would approach me after my remarks and say, people don't listen to us because of our age. So clearly we have examples in this room and elsewhere of young people who push that aside, say we're going to be heard, and we're going to be heard in a peaceful and organized way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. Please.
Well, first I want to welcome you, and I hope you are enjoying. I'm Arif. I'm Nai from Access Microsoft Program.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's the basic question about the global youth issues here in Algeria is about the question how to, because here the youth they don't know how to continue. For example, if they want to do something, they don't have an assistant. So what's the ability of having a youth committee here in the US Embassy, like to assist their needs?
I would turn the question on its head, because I think that the goal of a lot of these institutions is not, as I said, just giving services to young Algerians. It's really about putting the power in the hands of young Algerians to build their own solutions. And I described some of those stories of entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship. We want to see more of that. So the answer is, it is true that the United States can play a convening role when we identify a good idea from a young Algerian. We want to help them find either resources that we can offer to support that, or resources on the outside through some of our business partners, like the business leaders that we've convened across North Africa, the NAPEO partnership that some of you might be familiar with, where we have a lot of players, everything including US companies like Microsoft, that are standing poised to link up with young people who have those good ideas. So we do want to play that convening role. We do want to escalate our engagement with young people to give them those tools. But as I said, ultimately, it's about looking to Algeria for solutions from within.
I am a student of the High School of Computer Science here in Algiers.
I know. Good to see you again.
Thank you. So I have a little question. Here in Algeria, young people, especially the students, are really related to the European culture, especially the French one, because of we use because of language.
Mm-hmm.
So that affects our choice on university, especially. So we have like 90% of the Algerian students choose the French universities. So my question is, how can the U.S. government and the U.S. Embassy here in Algeria have passed to create this bridge between the Algerian students
Mm-hmm.
and the universities of the United States?
Yeah. It's a really good question. It's one we've been doing a lot of talking and thinking about and planning about with that council, with audiences like the one at ESSI that you saw me with earlier today, and with my colleagues here at the embassy who are deeply committed to increasing the space for the United States and the influence of its educational system here to provide extra opportunities, not to unseat anything that's here already. And to that end, as I said, we are committing to doubling the number of young people that study in the United States. Part of the role that we hope all of you can play as people who have been leading in your communities and also very engaged with the United States and the services it can offer is to bring that message forward into your communities, to explain what the opportunities are. Not ones that we are forcing on anyone, but ones that genuinely can be helpful and compelling, and that have equipped some of the young people, like the ones I described, to come back to Algeria and drive growth and change. So I hope that all of you, as you leave this discussion, will keep us at the embassy updated on what you're doing, and will, in those conversations and initiatives, try to highlight the importance of branching out beyond those usual influences and, maybe including options from the United States when it comes to choosing where to study.
Hi everybody, I wanna thank you for coming here. It's our pleasure to attend this talk and to hear you face to face and to be here with you. I want to ask you a question about these programs only related to education or other domains like economy and so on, sport and so on and so forth. Concerning investment, are you planning on investing here in Algeria in the desert or something like that, or because as an engineer in telecommunication option, it interests me to know these investments and to okay, so
Yeah.
Other things I want to talk about. I mean, I want just to talk about the scale of of these programs. I mean, are you planning on the long term? Are you or on a bigger scale? I mean, are you planning to, for example, create universities here, American universities? Why not? Not only
Shoshana gets very excited about that.
Yes, right. So because I do believe that when people meet and when from very different backgrounds and cultures, new ideas and opinions are born, right?
Yes,
Thanks
absolutely. Thank you for that comment, and I couldn't agree more. To answer your first question, it is absolutely the case that this is not just about education. Education is a gateway to opportunity, but ultimately we view education as one of our important means to the broader ends of economic growth and positive political development. And those are goals that we've heard being shared by young people all around the world and that I've already heard as priorities from young Algerians. So we also have programs that directly target those goals. And actually, I think probably the best way to answer this question is in the coming days, we will be putting up at algiers.usembassy.gov a comprehensive list of those initiatives, including some of the ones that my team has been working on with the embassy here. So we want to continue to have a very clear portal where all of you can link into those opportunities. I mentioned some examples of them already, some of the entrepreneurship fostering examples, some of the examples that bring young people to the United States to look at the business world. We also have civil society strengthening programming that helps give young people the tools to make their voices heard in a peaceful way. And that's going to be very important leading up to the election here. To your second question about investment and economic development, that is a larger conversation that we're engaged in with the Algerian government, with governments across the region and around the world. So my bilateral discussions with ministers here have been very focused on that. I just got out of a very intensive discussion with some of the economic leadership here in Algeria on how we can fuel the growth of small businesses and on some of their initiatives to create jobs and to make sure that young people continue to be on payrolls. And I think that there are very promising and strong initiatives underway to that end on the government side. But I do think that it's going to require big thinking and big ideas, not just from the government, but from young people themselves, to actually create jobs, rather than just ensuring people are getting paid. So that's something we want to see progress on and that we are indeed very invested in. Thank you. We have one more in the back.
Hi, I have one question. So, like my side, all of students in Algeria want to go abroad to finish the study, and most of us go in European countries. Despite it's true that we have information about all the university there. We know how to do to get to be selected in this university, and it's not the case for the US one. We don't know the list of all university and how to do. I even don't know if I can apply for this to go in university next step. asking if the embassy can give us this information.
As I said, that is a focus area for us. We've been very honest about saying that we believe more can and should be done to link young Algerians to those opportunities. So some of this goes to the question that I just provided an answer to. But I would add to that we already are putting in place and strengthening existing initiatives that will provide services right here in Algeria that can give more information on that. We have a university partnerships program that links up. Tashana, I may call on you to elaborate. I believe it's the University of Michigan with two universities here.
University of Mentori,
With Mentori,
which is here,
which is here,
Constantine,
and Constantine, right.
and University of Bordeaux.
Right. So we have partnerships between American universities and universities here where we're establishing training centers that provide job skills to young people, teach them to prepare resumes, but also provide them with information about where they can study if they want to study in the United States, how they can best be equipped to apply for some of those opportunities. So that is something that we want to actively see expanded. It's something that was raised in my discussions with the ministries here, and where we're looking at opportunities to collaborate with both the government and educational institutions here to see more opportunities given to young Algerians. But it is going to be, I think, something that you'll have to watch closely, and that I think will be a tough issue to progress on because, as you say, there are a lot of cultural influences at play here, and the United States is not the only option, nor should it be.
Do you mind if I post another question?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Okay. That's one, and then we'll go back.
Thank you. My name is Khalil. I come from Sétif with my colleague. Sétif is in the east of Algeria.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to thank you for this great opportunity where we can learn from each other and through each other. This great opportunity. So my first question, of course, how old are you? You look younger than me. This is about your age. And of course, we need to empower our civil society here in Algeria, and we need more youth exchange, we need more training courses, we need a lot of programs. Of course, we need this. And we have to put in our mind that each of us are already a leader. We have seen the example in Tunisia, where Mohamed Bouazizi was just a simple
Right.
person. It wasn't a leader. He have never taken any training course, but he have do a revolution in Arab region.
Mm-hmm.
So my questions, do you think that we have here in Algeria, we have to change or we have to update the system
Mm-hmm.
as you are foreigners?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think about this? Of course, we need here in Algeria to reform our education system. We need more tolerance, to learn more tolerance. We need to be more active. And this is, thank you, and we have to be more confident, of course. We have to be thank you very much.
Thank you for that question. First of all, I would say I hope none of you set yourselves on fire. It's a starting point. But it is a very true message that you bring forward, that young people have the power in their hands. And I don't think it's necessary to self-immolate to make that point. And although it is indeed an inspiring story how change was effected in Tunisia, there are examples around the region and around the world where young people were able to make their voices heard loud and clear and stood up with great courage and didn't lose their lives for it. So I think that there are many approaches to revolution. The other point I would make is that we've watched these revolutions closely, and in many cases, they bring welcome change. They show young people as defenders of good governance, transparency, human rights. Certainly, you mentioned the Tunisia example, and that's one we're watching closely and looking at with great promise. Elsewhere, we can all point to examples where frequently throughout history, the victors of revolutions rapidly become its victims.